47 hidden details that you missed in Konosuba. Ares is one of the most important characters in the series, but not for the reason you might think. While you might recognize her as a dependable replacement for Aqua, her involvement in the series goes way beyond that. And if you pay close attention to her facial features, you will be able to discover her surprisingly prominent role in the story. When it comes to killing monsters, it's Megumin who receives the majority of the experience points, as she has a tendency to steal the final blow. This resulted in her becoming the highest level member of the party, at around level 40. Apart from having a little sister complex, Kazuma also has a keen eye for modern convenience that could make a lot of money in the world he reincarnated into. This led him to create a variety of objects from his previous life, and at one point even tried to make art. As a goddess, Aqua's power is directly linked to the devotion of her followers. And thanks to the members of the Axis Order being so fanatical, he stated that Aqua's mana is considered infinite. Furthermore, as a deity that descended upon Earth, all of her stats are automatically set to maximum.
つまりこいつはどれだけレベルを上げてももう知力は上がらないわけだ。
And you might not know this, but during her time as a construction consultant, Aqua led a skilled team of construction workers who worked under her guidance. Her expertise was such that she could repair fortresses more efficiently than daily explosion magic could damage them. To top it all off, our boy Kazuma always ensures her financial stability by providing her with a monthly allowance. Despite coming from the highly respected Dustinus House of Nobles, which holds a significant position of power and influence, Darkness family was left near bankruptcy after paying a substantial portion of the debt that Kazuma incurred as a result of Beldius and the Destroyer's attack. Not to mention that Darkness secretly likes to try on Megumin's outfits. Yun, who has spent most of her life as a loner, is able to almost completely conceal her presence from others. She also often plays two-player games like chess or checkers by herself, taking turns switching seats to simulate having an opponent. Before she became a lich, Whis was once a powerful archwizard known as Wise Witch, and the only reason she became a Devil King General in the first place was to prevent the Devil King's army from harming an innocent bystander. Despite her past accomplishments, her shop in Excel Town hasn't had a single profitable month since the day it opened. This is because it either sells items with negative side effects, or endgame equipment that the beginning adventures of the town just can't afford. Kazuma's statistical intelligence is actually decently high, ranking him as one of the smartest members of his party, second only to Megumin. And his ability still grants him a random item from his target based on his luck stat. Now, Kazuma's luck stat is one of the highest to ever exist, second only to the goddess of luck herself, which allows him to always obtain the most valuable item his target has, often resulting in him stealing his opponent's undergarments, which are apparently quite valuable in the world of Konosuba. Aqua is a water goddess whose name is derived from Latin word for water. Additionally, she's incapable of flying. More precisely, her lack of understanding of deception means her lies are easily detected, and this also means that she is vulnerable to any type of manipulation or flattery, as we have seen many times throughout the anime. As a member of the Crimson Demons, Megumin exhibits many of the characteristics shared by her people, including Shaniabu tendencies and a penchant for unusual names, like Chunchunmaru. Despite this, Kazuma still considers her to have the most common sense in the group, which is kinda crazy. Interestingly, Whi's name is actually short for wizard, a common term used to describe male magic users, despite the fact that she is actually a female character. Additionally, Whi's voice actress, Horie Yui, also played roles of Hanekawa from Monogatari and Felix from Re:Zero. In his previous life, Kazuma was a Hikikimori who isolated himself from society, and some of these traits can still be manifested in fantasy world, such as his nervousness when first meeting darkness, and his tendency to laze around under his kutatsu. Kazuma's name actually means harmony, or peaceful in Japanese, which is ironic considering his tendency to always get into trouble. Aqua wears a hair clip that resembles an H2O molecule, and contrary to what people might think, she is not actually stupid. She simply lacks basic analytical skills and self-awareness to use her knowledge effectively. The endings of Konosuba 1 and 2 were actually performed by the voice actresses of Aqua, Megumin and Darkness. Members of the Crimson Demons tend to possess high intelligence stats, and their eyes glow bright red when they become excited. While her job involved convincing Japanese people to reincarnate into the fantasy world, Aqua spent most of her time in heaven reading manga and leaving Aries to take on her responsibilities. Moreover, due to the difference in which time passes between the fantasy world and heaven, Aqua has only lived a slightly longer time than Kazuma. Surprisingly, Darkness has a strong aversion to being made fun of by her real name, Lelatina, and considers it to be one of the few types of humiliation she is not okay with. During Kazuma's elementary school days, his childhood friend and first love promised to marry him. However, one day he caught her riding an upperclassman's delinquent bike and was unable to say anything. This was what led him to stop attending school and even become a NEET. Interestingly, Megumin's name is a Japanese nickname for Megumi, which means blessing. This is likely a pun on the title of the series, Konosuba, which translates to God's blessing on this wonderful world. In addition, Megumin's nickname, Psycho Girl, is a play on words with Psycho, meaning the best, which is the word she frequently says after unleashing her explosive magic. The class Adventurer, which is the class that Kazuma has, is actually considered the weakest class in the world of Konosuba. Many people that pick this class end up changing classes down the road when they level up, and thanks to this, Kazuma might as well be the highest level adventurer to exist. Also, the game that Kazuma bought before dying is called Myriad Swords 2. Megumin sends a portion of her savings back to her family each month, but she tries to avoid sending too much because her father has a tendency to waste money on useless magic potions. Besides, Megumin is voiced by Rie Takahashi, who also voices Emilia in ReZero. Yun Yun celebrates her own birthday by herself, going as far as to give herself presents and set up a party without expecting anyone else to participate. Aqua often unintentionally gives Riz terrible advice, which contributes to the poor performance of her shop. Lastly, due to her family's financial situation, Komeko wears clothes that were originally Megumin's, including her mage cloak, which has noticeable patches. She also is constantly hungry, eating wherever is put in front of her. Matter of fact, she even tried to cook shomosuke on several occasions. Now, if you are curious where I took all this information from, I will make sure to link all my sources in the description. And if you like isekai anime, make sure to watch this video. Here I talk about 10 isekai anime series you probably haven't watched before. With that said, I hope that you discovered a ton of new facts and hidden details that you didn't know about Konosuba.